Alrighty. So normally I don't do anything like this for games, but Salt and Sacrifice was just so amazing that I wanted to give my initial thoughts and my final thoughts about this game, this beta, while it's still fresh in my mind. So I had played through Salt and Sanctuary a couple times. I beat it once, but I played through it a couple times, and I really loved that game. I think Ska Studios said that From Software and some of their games were an inspiration to them, and From Software is my favorite studio. I think they're the best studio in the business, and you can't model your game after a better studio, in my opinion. I think they're as good as it gets. So, Salt and Sanctuary, to me, really felt like a lot of love was put into it. It didn't feel rushed, it didn't feel cheap. It really felt like an extension of From Software. Like, to me personally, it felt like a 2D side scrolling From Software game, like it was built from their studio. The quality was amazing. I enjoyed practically everything about it. I don't think I had very many complaints about Salt and Sanctuary at all. So coming into Salt and Sacrifice, when I saw the tweet about signing up for the closed beta keys, I was instantly just over the moon. I was super excited for the Salt and Sacrifice beta. Um, so going into this, I was already really happy and I was really optimistic about what this game could be. I'm not sure if it's one trailer or two trailers, but I saw, I will say, at least a trailer for Salt and Sacrifice before I played it, and I just instantly, it looked like more. It looked like Salt and Sanctuary, but more. Um, there was a heavy aspect on the multiplayer portion in the trailer, which I will admit kind of turned me off. I wasn't sure if Salt and Sacrifice was going to be a co-op game, like co-op built type of game, to where it's almost impossible to play single player and you have to do co-op. So I was a little bit afraid of that, but going into this weekend and playing the beta for Salt and Sacrifice myself, I can happily say that's not the case. I didn't do any multiplayer anything over the course of my playthrough, and it feels like Salt and Sanctuary, but more. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say it's better than Salt and Sanctuary. It just feels like more, which to me is never a bad thing. It's kind of like, okay, so it's kind of like Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, or Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. The presentation is kind of similar with the graphics, you know what I mean? It's using the same engine, so it looks like, it kind of looks similar, but obviously there's different elements in Bloodborne and there's different elements in Elden Ring. So it's like kind of the same, but more, if that makes sense. And that's what Salt and Sacrifice feels like to me. It feels like it's going to be a great game. From what I played, it is a great game already. I'm super excited for the release. I loved how challenging a few of the mage bosses were. Like, I genuinely got stuck on that ice mage for, I would say, like an hour and a half. But it wasn't frustrating. To me, it was fun. So the challenge, the initial challenge from Salt and Sanctuary is still there, which is good. A lot of the times when a studio will put out a hard game, there'll be pressure from the community. I'm not sure from Sony, but a lot of these companies get pressured into toning their games down. simply because for accessibility, you know what I mean? People want something that they can just conquer easily. And when they can't conquer something easily, a lot of people either give up or they complain or they say it's trash or, they just get toxic. We live in a very toxic society, in my opinion, where people just want that instant gratification. So to me, it's amazing that Salt and Sacrifice seems still as difficult as Salt and Sanctuary, if not a bit more difficult, in my opinion. Which to me is a good thing, and I hope that Sony doesn't pressure Scott into nerfing anything or toning anything down, because I'm sure a lot of people that played the beta, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if closed beta keys were given to anybody that asked for one, but if that is the case, I'm sure there was a lot of new people that decided to participate in the beta. So there's going to be a lot of complaints, I would imagine. And you can go into like a file bug option into this game, and you can type out, whatever you thought a bug was. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to use that feature to complain. But I thought it was balanced great. I would say the only negative thing was it threw a lot of items at you at once. You know what I mean? You're picking up this, you're picking up that. All of the loot was a lot to take in, as far as like all of the different variants of things. There was quite a few different vendors that did different things. They had multiple different options with changing this to that or mixing this with that. So that was a little bit much, in my opinion. It was a little bit complicated. But honestly, I would say that would be my only complaint. The mages were amazing. The boss at the beginning was perfect. He wasn't too hard or too easy. It was just right. There's enemies that, simpler enemies, but they can stun lock you to death. There's harder enemies. There's small enemies. There's large enemies. There's different elemental things going on with the mages, with poison and ice and fire and water, which is an absolute great addition to the game. I love that they ended up doing that, and I love that it's not geared towards multiplayer. You can take these mages down yourself if you want to. They're not too OP to the point where you need help, which is awesome, because some games do go that route because they want you to do multiplayer, so they over level things, so it's almost impossible to go through solo. So I'm very happy and I'm very thankful that Ska did not do that. I'm not sure what else to say. You see here in this footage, I'm using a different weapon actually than I used for my initial playthrough. I love the big swords. I love the different classes, you know what I mean? The different options. This game just has a lot going for it, and I'm happy to see and I'm happy to report that this should be another classic. Like I've said in other videos, Salt and Sanctuary, Ska Studios, Salt and Sacrifice, these games, the studio, they deserve all the praise and all the credit in the world. I know when it comes to the 2D side-scrolling games like these, Hollow Knight kind of dominates the conversation with a lot of regulars, you know what I mean? But in my opinion, and like I've said before, Salt and Sanctuary, Ska Studio, Salt and Sacrifice, they deserve to be in that same conversation with Hollow Knight, in my opinion. It's just as good, maybe more challenging, just as engaging. Like when I was in the game, I never felt bored. I never felt like, my attention was slipping, or, you know what I mean, like this is boring and I'm going to go play something else. It kept my complete attention. Um, and I'm not sure what else to say. This isn't scripted either. These are just my thoughts. Um, an amazing game. You guys did a great job. I think May 10th was the release date. So now I get to think about this game for the next like month and a half. Um, Hopefully I'll have Elden Ring wrapped up by then so I can give this game my full attention. I'll definitely be doing a full playthrough. It won't be a let's play because I do have a son, and you know what I mean. Doing commentary and stuff like that is hard when you have a toddler in your house. So I don't think I'll be doing a let's play, but I'll definitely be recording. I'll be recording mages and bosses and kind of doing what I normally do. Um, Hydromancer. And here I found actually a different tier, which I kind of like, okay, and I kind of don't. Um, oh, no, this was a completely different one, huh? Wow, I just seen that. So I might have to go back and do that. Mage. This is a new mage, wow. I thought it was just like repeating, I thought it was the water mage again, just repeating the mage, but like in a higher tier for better loot. But no, that actually looks like a new mage, or I could be mistaken. But either way, thank you, Ska Studios, for the beta key. I sincerely appreciate it. Um, the game is amazing. Salt and Sacrifice is amazing. It's another classic. I can't wait to play. And I hope you guys enjoyed my footage and you enjoy what you see. If you do, make sure to pick up a copy of Salt and Sacrifice for yourself and let Ska Studios know how much you enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.